In this video, we're going to focus on how we can fill the background segment of a line chart in Chart.js. And you can see here we have this nice green segment that's being colored, but only from the value of 6 all the way to the top, or at least following this line here. You can see as well, these are of course data sets. And then you have another one here. This data set here highlights only from Thursday to Saturday all the way to the next line. So let's start to look how we can do this. So let's start to look how to fill the background segment of a line chart in Chart.js. So the first thing what we want to do is to get our border template, which you can find here on chartjs3.com, getting started, this specific link, which you can find as well in the description box. So once you're on here, just copy this chunk of code. And if you want to understand the chunk of code, please watch this video here that explains it all. I will put this all in here, then I will cut this out. And then I'm going to put that in there, save, refresh. There we are. So now we have this. What I want to do is to maximize the size of the chart, say 80%. There we are. And then convert this into a line chart. So now we have a line chart, save, refresh. Alright, so there we are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new additional data set. And that data set will only highlight that specific one that I want. So in this case, for example, I have a special offer on Friday, or let's say from Thursday to Saturday. So I want to highlight this color here differently. So how do we do this? Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this. If you do weekly sales, I'm going to paste that in there. I'll just say this will be the special offer. And the special offer here, we have a few things. First of all, I want to specify the color, which will be the reddish color, the very top one. I'm going to remove all of this because we don't need basically the brackets, because just a single value here. For the border color, I will just maintain like that. Let's put that in there. All right. Then what I want to do here is the following. I want to change this part. Remember, I only want to highlight the for the Thursday till Saturday segment. So I'm going to remove this, put in here curly braces, and then in here I'm going to say X, and then Tuesday, oh sorry, not Tuesday, the X should be Thursday, and it must be identical matching with whatever label we have here. So it will recognize that this is the X label, which is correct. Then I'll say comma, and then the Y, and for the Y I'm going to put on 0 because I want to make sure that the color will start from the very bottom all the way up here. By default, it will understand to where it needs to go, but we need to specify the starting point, which is 0. So once we did this, then what I want to do is, I'm going to say enter here, and maybe we can do it like this, and put that in there, and copy this, put a comma here, and then put another one here, and put a comma here. We say Friday and Saturday. So we have a 3-day offer, and all of these should be 0 because that's the starting point. If I save this, refresh, as you can see here now it starts to work, but there's still a few things we need to do. We need to specify that there is no fill, or at least we're going to trigger a fill from this point all the way down here, and we can remove these dots here because they have no value for us. So what I'm going to do here, comma, I'm going to say border with, sorry, not border width. Let's say here the fill, and the fill will be 0. If I save this, refresh, you can see it works here nicely. Let's remove these point, and maybe even the border could be 0. Save that. There you are. That looks much better. And then finally, I'm going to say comma here, and put in here the radius equals 0. Save, refresh. So there's no more radius, and you can see here now this area has been highlighted specifically. So you could imagine we could do another one as well with another item here. Say comma this, and then maybe say closing offer, and that should be from Monday to Wednesday. Oh, sorry, then of course we need to say here Tuesday and then Wednesday this, and the color could be completely different one. Let's grab a green color here. That is the 4th color. Grab that one. Put it in here, put it in there, say one, save. There we are. But what we could do as well is more specifically highlight a specific segment, not only this segment but also from here the values, because we set here earlier 0 on the Y. So what if I want to change this? I say we want to highlight everything from 6 and above as our closing offer. Then you can see here we only get this specific triangle basically that's being highlighted, and with this you can play around in a very unique way to highlight specific important data points. So if you enjoyed this video and maybe you want to do it instead of this, because this method will only work, of course, and you can see we have multiple datasets in here, but it will only work with a line chart. So maybe you have a bar chart, and in that case, if you want to highlight specific segments of those, I'm going to recommend you this video here on how to use gradient color based on scale values in Chart.js.